Well, ladies and gentlemen, after all the leaks, speculation, and hype, Far Cry 6 has finally been revealed. While we did not get any gameplay or in game footage, I think this one could have the potential to be the best Far Cry game yet. Why? Here's why. So, Far Cry 6 is set on a fictional country called Yara, which is run by a dictator called Anton Castillo, played by the legendary Giancarlo Esposito, who looks absolutely menacing in the reveal trailer.
They will answer you with screams. Call you evil. A monster.
He's accompanied by a San Diego who he seems to be grooming to take over the state. You play as a local Yaran called Danny Rojas, a guerrilla soldier fighting for freedom. So this will probably have the typical Far Cry gameplay loop, which I absolutely love. And returning from 5 will be the Fangs from Higher and the Skyrim-like open world aspect that it has. Now, apart from the typical stuff, the reason I think it'll be the best one yet is because it combines the best mixture of the previous Far Cry games to date. So I liked all the Far Cry games, but especially I like 3, which is everybody's favorite in general, just due to Vaas and the crazy stuff that he does. But in my opinion, the story of 4 was way better. Just the gameplay felt very similar. But I think 4 had the best player motivation and agency out of all the games. So this one combines 4's freedom fighter against a tyrannical dictator aspect with 3's lush and beautiful tropical islands and probably all the animals that it contains, with the gameplay freedom, and the loop of 5. Now I think 5 had the best gameplay hands down, but of course is marred by its main story, which is lackluster, and especially by the protagonist, which is in typical old school FPS fashion, remains mute throughout. So having the protagonist not be engaging in any way or form takes a lot away from the game, as many moments absolutely require your reactions. Another big problem with 5 was the lack of player agency, where you basically had very little motivation to go after the cult. And you starting a civil war in the middle of Montana seems way too outlandish, even by Far Cry standards. So this one will finally give the player a little bit of a personal story, even more than the 4th, since you are a local with ties to the land and culture. The story seems to revolve around Anton and his son Diego, and I predict the choices we will make as players will shape Diego's future in handling the country, probably giving it a more personal touch, that is lacking in the previous games. The game will also, for the first time, have a fully realized urban environment, with the city of Esperanza, which I predict will have some of the best emergent gameplay moments we have seen. So finally, Far Cry will live up to its moniker of GTA with guns that everybody seems to give it all the time. The second reason is the game was developed by Ubisoft Toronto, who has helped the Montreal division with the Far Cry games in the past, but this is their first shot at a standalone Far Cry game. And the press release says it was in development almost simultaneously with 5. Giving it a 4-year dev cycle, which is probably the longest one since the second game. So all these elements have me hyped, and since they have fine-tuned the gameplay down to a T in 5, if they pull off the story and tone well, this will be the best one yet. And I'm expecting they will pull it off, since they hired the music composer of Narcos to score the game, and according to an IGN article that was just published, the game director actually flew down to Cuba and spoke with real-life revolutionaries for research. For which, hats off to the guy, and if they could bring some of that authenticity into the game, then this will truly be something special. Or it could just be Just Cause 5 in first person, which I wouldn't mind. The only thing that has me worried about this game is New Dawn's RPG elements, which absolutely tarnish that game for me, and I hope they don't put any of that shit into this game. So fingers crossed for the best. This has been AA Speaks, and if you want more Far Cry content, which I will be doing full analysis of all the games in the series, with some of the best quests and stuff, please subscribe and put a like in this video. Peace.